Hey, what's going on, guys? This is TheMysticSpade, and right now I actually have a gameplay for you guys on slums using the KSG pump action shotgun. Now, the difference between this shotgun and the other shotguns in this game, this one actually fires a slug, so it's really not even like the KSG from Modern Warfare 3, is that use kind of a scatter shot. So this one is a little bit harder to use, and this was actually a free-for-all that I was able to pull out the W on, and it took a lot of hard work. I'm not gonna lie, it took a lot of luck and a lot of hard work, because as you saw, you know, I just missed that dude clear as day, because as a slug it fires straight, so if you hip fire it, you're really not gonna hit anybody with it, so you have to aim down sights on this shotgun to make sure you're gonna be on track. But if it does connect, it does normally kill in one hit from medium range to close range, but long range it's about 2 if you can hit them. You're not even guaranteed to put them down or even get a hit marker in them in long range. But this one was definitely fun to use. Yesterday on my live stream, I was actually doing shotgun only free-for-alls, and I was using the R870, and then I decided to use this, and I was messing around with the Saiga S12, and I don't recommend anyone ever use the Saiga S12 unless you're playing like a hardcore game mode or something like that, just because it doesn't fire off fast enough to compete with anything else in this game. And the rate of fire is so slow. This dude was AFK, free headshot, but it doesn't compete well with anything else in this game because it fires so slow. And you can spam the trigger if you want and rapid fire it, but when you break it down, it's really not going to be worth it because it's just so loud. It does sound amazing when you're firing it, but it's not something I'd recommend. Now, I guess do a little tips on using a shotgun, especially in this game. Stay out of the stay to the outer sides of the map. Never run in the middle of the map. That's a typical free-for-all tip. Never run through the middle of the map unless you know for sure you're not going to get took out. But as you can see, I have in this game a lot of people are camping in that corner, specifically in this little back market area, and that's definitely the high traffic area that I try to stay in whenever I play a free-for-all on this map. I always do pretty well. I played a guy that actually camped this fountain the other day, and that's all he would do. He just steadily camped that fountain. And I guess if that's how you got to win it, I mean, that's one way to do it. And it's not something that I personally like to do. I don't like to camp to win. I try to get my wins as I'm moving around, taking care of business, you know. And then one thing you will see me use a couple of times in this gameplay is the TAC 45 sidearm. I do believe in Black Ops 2, the pistols have been given a lot more justice. You know, you could actually walk through and play any game mode with just the pistols, and you'll actually do pretty well. They're pretty solid. And in some cases, I will actually get kills better with my pistols than I will with any of the assault rifles or some machine guns in the game. Don't ask me why. I guess that's just how it works out for me. Also, one thing that I tried to do to try to enhance the connection, so I would stop getting, this is a super fail, so I would stop getting all these hit markers in this game with the ARs or the SMGs. Oh, sorry guys. I put my connection type to best, and I still get them. So that dude just got blasted in the face. So I put my connection type to best to try to cut down on that, and because I was told that that's what I should do, and it doesn't help at all. Not in my situation. I'm still getting put down in 2 shots whenever I'm putting entire clips into people. So that's something they need to work on or something, because it really feels like there's at least 1 to a 1.5 second lag comp in this game. And I know they said there's no lag compensation in this game, but in every online game there's some form of lag compensation. There has to be, you know, to send that signal and delay it or whatever to stink everyone up. That's compensation. You know, you never just join the game when you're live or anything like that. That never happens. So I know they're trying to figure something out, and that would be great, because this game is honestly, it's kind of fun when it works, but when it doesn't work, it's not fun at all. And I'm sure some of you have experienced that with, you know, one of my friends said that this game is real head glitch friendly, camper friendly, and so forth, which I could see that, because it definitely seems like this game was catered more towards the higher end competitive scene, because Treyarch and Activision and everybody's back in that esports scene, which I'm okay with. I like playing that stuff. Host migration right here. I'm okay with playing competitive game types or anything like that, but when you design maps around that to where they all have head glitch spots and places they can hide and places they can sit, you know, and wait for people to walk by and have, you know, long lines of sight where you can't see them, that's kind of unfair, you know. And one map that I can definitely put that out on is Cargo. The map plays fun, but all anybody wants to do on that game is just constantly get high ground and just stare down and just shoot. And that's what happens every time I play it. I very rarely get on high ground because, you know, I come from Modern Warfare 2 and Call of Duty 4 and World at War, where there's not a lot of high ground areas. I have that mindset burnt in me. There's like 1 or 2 high ground areas, you know, where that one area gives you the severe upper hand. But Black Ops 2, it has so many areas to where you can gain an advantage by getting that high ground, because it's consistently and it's constantly going to be there. There's no way around it. You know, there's going to be entire teams fighting for the high ground areas, and the one way that I find to, I guess, counterbalance that is the game mode that you play. And I've had a lot of fun playing Hardpoint, and I might put some gameplays up for that for you guys, because Hardpoint, it is just like King of the Hill, you know, for those people that play King of the Hill game types and any other game. And I find King of the Hill to be the most fun to me. I mean, it's kind of like Headquarters. I guess you could say it's a moving objective-based game, because it is. But I just have more fun with the Hardpoint objective playstyle more than the Headquarters playstyle. You know, because you constantly spawn. You don't gotta wait to respawn until it's destroyed or anything like that. You just constantly respawn and you just keep trying to defend it. So, and I have a couple of tips for that as well. See that long range shot right there with that shotgun. I have a couple of tips for that as well when it comes to the Hardpoint game type, but I'll go over those whenever I upload a Hardpoint game. I have one really close game on Hardpoint, but it might be gone from my my vault, I guess you could say now, because I've played so many matches since then. So I'd have to look to see if it's there. But if not, I could always play another one. But anyways, guys, that's it for this gameplay. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I feel like I've been rambling on. But those are the only couple of tips I could give you with this shotgun. You know, stay on the outside of the map. Try to be as accurate as possible, because it fires dead straight and it's a slug. It's not scatter shot. And really, that's it, guys, especially with this shotgun. Just be quick, be on your toes, be nimble. But anyways, guys, this was Spade. I'm out. Later.
Friendly RCXD inbound. Hostile care package inbound. Be advised, hostile hunter-killer drone inbound. UAV inbound. Be advised, hostile hunter-killer drone inbound. UAV on standby. RCXD ready for deployment. Hunter-killer drone on standby. Friendly hunter-killer drone deployed.